What's up, everybody? Ben Rudolph from Microsoft. I'm here with Jeff Gazer from ASUS. Jeff, there's a ton of awesome stuff that you guys are announcing at CES 2018. I want to start with Windows Mixed Reality and what you guys are doing with your headset. So tell me a little bit about the ASUS headset.
So this is the HC102. What we really try to do with this is tackle some of the pain points that are associated with VR. One is that you look a little bit silly with it on. So we tried to make the front of the visor, a little bit of an interesting design. It's got a nice polygon pattern on there. Another thing we did was focus on sort of comfort and weight. So it's only 400 grams, which means you can wear it for a long time. It's not as fatiguing. We also spent a lot of time on the materials on the actual headband because when you're wearing a display like this, and especially a little bit more active, you can sweat a little bit. And you don't want a material that gets kind of gross in there. So we use antibacterial foam on the inside. So it's actually quite comfortable to wear for extended periods of time. And we've also got a little flip-up visor mode, so you can actually keep the headset on, but actually flip the display up if you want to just get reoriented in your space or mess around with something on the PC.
Let's interrupt Janet for a second. So Janet, I'm going to pull your visor up here just a little bit. So that'll flip straight up. We'll pull that off. Thank you.
Sure.
So I love what you did with the front here, because I think that's a really common, I don't want to say pain point, but it's certainly something, if you're new to the mixed reality space, you look at one of these things, people go, I don't know if I want to put that thing on.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are glossy plastic. I like what you've done here because the texture, one, it's unique. Two, it adds a little bit of depth. It doesn't make, it kind of slims the profile a little bit. I don't know if you can pick that up as you're watching this on video, but it softens the profile a little bit, even though you've got these kind of bumpier edges. So it makes it look really nice. The fit and finish on this thing is fantastic. This is my first time playing with your headset. And the first thing I noticed was this neoprene in the foam. So it doesn't feel chintzy, it feels really nice, nice sturdy foam, and I love that you've got the antibacterial or antimicrobial coating on there. Because if you're moving around, you're playing a game like Super Hot or Arizona Sunshine, you're jumping around a bunch, you can get a little sweaty playing mixed reality. So having something that can kind of help self-clean, really, really nice.
Nice thing about this is it kind of sits on your head, and some of the VR headsets basically strap to your face like goggles. So you get that kind of VR face where the display is pressed up against, but because this has the visor set up and it sort of mounts on the crown of your head, it doesn't press into your face as much, and it's just more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, it feels really nice. I was playing with it before we got on camera, and you put it on, and you're right, it feels more, I would say less like goggles and more like a hat. Like you kind of put it on top of your head as opposed to like suction cupping it to your face.
Exactly.
I love this flip-up visor for a couple of reasons. One, as you said, if you need to jump out because you need to do something else, somebody grabs your attention, you can flip it up, you don't have to kind of dismantle it. I've also found that it doesn't happen to a lot of people, and some people when they're first trying out mixed reality and they start to feel a little uncomfortable, if you need to help somebody kind of bail out quickly, just being able to click that thing up and kind of pull them back into the real world is a really powerful way to give people kind of a taste, but let them know that they're still anchored in the real world.
Exactly.
Which I love. So this is great. I mean, this is another example of why I love the Windows world and why I love the Windows ecosystem. So it's not just about the breadth of PCs, it's about the breadth of experiences. I mean, Windows Mixed Reality is a relatively new platform, and I love that partners who have a long history with Microsoft with Windows like ASUS are building these great headsets. Like I think it speaks to the value of the platform and shows that just like there's a PC for you, no matter who you are, no matter what you're into, no matter how much you want to spend, there's going to be a mixed reality headset for you as well.
Exactly.
Awesome. So let's put this guy down, and we're going to head across the floor because you have some new laptops as well, right?
Yes, some new thin and light laptops.
Let's go take a look. So a huge range here, which I really think speaks to the kind of the breadth and the depth of the ASUS ecosystem. I mean, you really have everything from, value-priced PCs all the way up to the super high-end, which is where I naturally gravitate and I want to talk about today. So what are we looking at?
So this is actually a little bit in the middle. So this is the Zenbook 13, also known as the UX331. It comes in a couple of different flavors. The one on the right over here is available with a discrete graphics chip. So if you want to do some sort of light gaming, it's better than a typical integrated graphics solution.
Yeah.
And we didn't go super thin on this. We went sort of thin enough to be very, very portable, but also you can fit full-size ports in there. So you've got your normal USB, you've got your HDMI on the other side, and it's also available with up to a 4K display as well. So it's a nice compact little system.
You made me laugh because I think your definition of not that thin and most other people's definition of not that thin are radically different. Like, I think about what PCs looked like 2, 3, 5 years ago. And the fact that we're now at a spot where we're looking at something that's this thin, which is what, maybe a centimeter on the bottom part of the chassis, maybe half a centimeter in the top, that we're like, oh, it's not that thin, it's not that light. And this is what, maybe a bit over 2 pounds, less than probably a centimeter and a half when I close it up. And I love the fact, I love this color. Color is beautiful. I've been talking about this all week. Something that I've noticed, and I'm starting to see more and more, are on these ultra thin, ultra light PCs, full-size HDMI ports, which, you know, for somebody like me who spends a lot of time in meetings, I'm presenting, being able to just plug that straight into a conference room TV or into a monitor is a huge, huge advantage. No dongles required.
Exactly. You don't want to be at home when you or forget your dongle when you go out and realize that you're like, oh, I need an adapter for Type-C. I mean, I love ultra thin Type-C reversible ports, but you know, you need more stuff to be able to work with it, and it's just not available yet. So this is a nice kind of middle ground where you get sort of the best of both.
And I think that's really smart. It's a fingerprint sensor for Windows Hello. Awesome. No password required. Just tap your finger. I think this is a really smart, intentional design. I mean, I think we all look forward to a future where everything plugs into the same port, everything just works. And we're certainly gradually moving down that path. But as you said, there's a lot of legacy devices out there, and there are a lot of even new devices that don't connect to that. So having that flexibility to not just have a thin and light, beautiful machine, but have those nice little touches that make it super productive, absolutely awesome. What else are we taking a look at?
So this one over here is very, very closely related. This is the UX331 UAL, and this is basically a super light version of this one. So what we did was we took out the discrete graphics. The display is a 1080p
So light.
full HD, but it's under 1 kilogram.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those PCs, again, there's my full-size port, which is perfect. That was the first thing, if you noticed, I went to go check. But I love these. I mean, these PCs are so light, they don't feel real. Like, they don't feel like they should have the capability and the power that's inside. I love the display. You know, ASUS has always done a great job with their keyboards. Like, there's a really nice key travel on it. And the fact that I can get something like this in, a package that's, 2 pounds, throw the charger in my bag, can run all day. This is...
Well, this thing you don't even need the charge. This is 15 hours of battery.
Perfect, and I'll leave the charger at home.
There you go.
Even further light my load. And this is like a perfect machine for the day trip. Perfect machine running around the office. Like, just slide it into a light messenger bag, you're good to go.
Yep.
Absolutely awesome. So speaking of battery life,
yes.
15 hours might be adequate for some people, but we might need, say, 50% more than that. And you guys have a new machine that is that delivers that, right?
Yes, this is the Novago. It's a Windows on ARM laptop. So basically what we did is put the Snapdragon 835 into a convertible laptop platform. And the idea behind this was, we wanted to give everybody sort of a full laptop experience and take advantage of the fact that this chassis allows us to pack in loads of battery. So you get that sort of always-on connected experience that you get with Windows on ARM. And pairing with that, the ability to go all day and sort of all night as well with up to 22 hours of battery life.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of an always connected PC is incredibly compelling to someone like me. Like, I flew 92,000 miles last year. I was on the road constantly. 22 hours of battery is New York to Sydney on a single charge, get work done, watch movies, mess around the entire time, land, and I still have 6 hours of battery life left. I can actually go to a day's worth of meetings and just not even have to pull the charger out of my bag. The idea of being somewhere and, I'm out on the road, staying in a hotel, the hotel Wi-Fi is not that great. I can just connect via cellular through fast 4G LTE and it just works. Couple that with all the things that I love and that I rely on Windows for, the familiarity, the compatibility, the productivity, the modern experiences like Windows Hello. I mean, this is an incredibly compelling device, especially for someone like me. You said ink support as well, right?
Has Windows ink support. It supports our ASUS pen, which is an active stylus.
Great.
And it's fantastic for that. And since you mentioned LTE, it's actually the first gigabit LTE convertible device as well. So you can get LTE without really sacrificing any of the speed that you get over Wi-Fi or even a gigabit network.
This is the kind of device that's perfect for somebody like me. I take all my notes in OneNote. I use my pen all the time. Flip this thing around, take notes in a meeting. When I'm ready to go back and do some email, I flip it back into laptop mode. Never have to worry about a hotspot. I can leave my charger at home. I'm good to go.
One device to rule them all.
Super, super impressive. This has been great, Jeff. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Great stuff from our partners at ASUS. Stick around. We got a lot more.